What is up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we are diving deep into the complete text spoilers for Rent-A-Girlfriend Chapter 429, and oh boy, Reiji Miyajima is absolutely cooking some wild, chaotic drama this week. Before we even get into the meat of the conversation between Ruka and Umi, the chapter opens up with a total curveball. The manga randomly cuts over to Taipei. Out of nowhere, Mami Nanami is just chilling in Taipei, eating a red bean bun, happily munching away. There is no context or explanation given yet. Reiji loves to just throw Mami into international locations doing mundane things while the world burns back in Tokyo. But right after that brief teaser, we pivot straight back to the absolute train wreck of a conversation happening between Ruka Sarashina and Umi Nakano. Let's break it down. Picking right back up from the previous cliffhanger, Ruka is sitting down with Umi, and she completely loses her filter. Ruka ends up revealing almost everything about Kazuya and Chizuru's dynamic to Umi, leaving him completely surprised. Ruka bluntly states that maintaining that kind of rental investigation situation for a year and a half is neither normal nor healthy. And honestly, Ruka is spitting facts here. For once, Umi actually agrees with her, saying that it is not good for one's mental well-being either. But look at Ruka's response here. In response to him, Ruka says, "It's still better than being dumped." This line hits heavy because it shows how deep Ruka's desperation goes. She'd rather suffer through a toxic, ambiguous status quo than face the absolute finality of rejection. Hearing Umi validate her thoughts actually leads her to think that Umi is surprisingly more sensible than she expected. Moving on, the tension skyrockets. Ruka is about to ask Umi how close Kazuya and Chizuru have actually become, but she immediately takes the question back. Even though she knows there is absolutely nothing to gain from hearing the answer, she cannot help being curious, leaving her caught in a massive emotional dilemma. But here is where the chapter almost hits the point of no return. As Umi continues talking under the assumption that the relationship is fundamentally unhealthy, Ruka nearly lets slip a massive secret. She almost reveals the fact that she and Kazuya have already had a physical relationship, specifically referencing the past incident involving Kazuya's ejaculation. Can you imagine if Umi found out about that? Fortunately, she remembers Kazuya's feelings and somehow manages to cover it up, though her behavior becomes obviously unnatural. Regretting that she almost revealed way too much, she hurriedly says, "Please forget everything I said today," and tries to leave as quickly as possible. This brings us to the most action-packed and cathartic part of the entire chapter. Ruka tries to run away, but Umi insists on walking her to the station and continues to follow her. Ruka firmly refuses and repeatedly warns him not to tell anyone about what happened today. Just then, she suddenly trips and nearly falls. Umi quickly grabs her arm and steadies her. With a carefree smile, he jokes, "Good thing your arm is so thin, or I wouldn't have caught you in time." Big mistake, Umi. Ruka is not Chizuru. She does not play these smooth-talking games. In response to his comment, Ruka mercilessly slaps him across the face. She loudly scolds him in the middle of the street, saying, "It's rude to touch a girl's body when you've just met her, and don't get the wrong idea. I have absolutely no interest in you." She tears into him without holding back whatsoever. Ignoring the stares of the people around them, she continues to scream at him, "Don't lump me together with other girls. Your sense of personal boundaries is completely broken. You are unbelievably shallow. You're exactly the type I hate the most." Finally, she throws out one last devastating remark, "Don't ever contact me again," and then she walks away without looking back. Absolute savagery. Ruka saw right through the smooth actor facade and dismantled his entire ego in public. Now let's look at the aftermath. At that moment, a group of female bystanders nearby begin whispering among themselves. They recognize him, whispering, "Hey, isn't that Nakano Umi? Did he just get rejected?" They giggle and gossip behind his back, yet Umi himself starts laughing as well. It seems he actually finds Ruka to be a remarkable and genuinely interesting girl. It seems her complete refusal to fall for his charm actually earned her his twisted respect. But while Umi is standing there laughing, Ruka's internal world is completely crumbling. Meanwhile, as Ruka walks home alone, she is consumed by absolute self-loathing. She panics, thinking to herself, "At this rate, Kazuya is definitely going to hate me." She had already decided that she would be satisfied even if she could only be in second place, so why had things turned out like this? Umi's words about her situation being unhealthy keep echoing in her mind, making her feel even worse. Eventually, the emotional weight becomes too much to bear, and Ruka breaks down in tears, which hits us with a massive double-page spread in the manga. As she cries, she repeatedly apologizes to Kazuya while saying, I love you so much." Another dramatic double-page spread follows her breakdown. It is a heartbreaking reminder of just how agonizingly unrequited her love has been throughout this entire story. But right when Ruka is at her absolute lowest point, a massive plot twist drops. And then, of all people, Chizuru sends her a message. Wow. The chapter ends right there on that massive bombshell cliffhanger. The preview text for the next chapter reads, "Could there still be a chance? One chance?" What do you guys think Chizuru is texting Ruka about? And what did you think of Ruka slapping Umi into next week? Let me know your theories in the comments below, hit that like button, and I will see you guys on the next one.